So I'm going to be demoing some charcoal materials. I have over here some charcoal pencils, 3 different types. I have some what's called charcoal with a K, C-H-A-R-K-O-L-E. It's just basically a bigger stick of charcoal. I have a piece of vine or willow charcoal. It's actually a piece of willow. And I have a piece of white pastel and a piece of compressed charcoal. So we're going to be using these materials in class. I guess I'll first show you the vine, which is what we're going to be starting with. And vine charcoal is pretty light and can be smeared and erased easily. As you can see, you can erase it pretty much with your hand. It can get much darker if you use a lot of it, but it is not really that black compared to, for example, the compressed charcoal. Compressed charcoal is not quite as soft, so it doesn't erase quite as easily. Here you can see some compressed charcoal, and look how smeary that is. So it's very dark. See how it's darker than the vine charcoal? And it does smear, but and so does the vine, as you can see, but it doesn't erase quite as easily. Like it comes up on your fingers, but it's a little bit harder to erase. If I try to erase it with my white vinyl eraser here, it definitely leaves a line. Well, the vine, I can erase pretty much completely. So the vine erases much better than the compressed. And then I have also the charcoal with a K. And this is particularly useful if you want to create larger areas of shading with the side. It is very dark. Look how dark that is comparatively to the compressed or the vine. So it's a dark material that you can use to create larger areas of value pretty quickly. This is the white pastel. So the white pastel, you can see I can draw next to the black here. You can use this to create some grays, to blend a little bit with your finger. If you blend too much, you will lose this white area here. So white should be sitting on top, on the very top layer, when you're creating a value range. So you can see that it sits on the top. So that's my white pastel. Let me show you if I did smear it all in, it turns into a gray. And pastels, this is a pastel. When you work with them, you have to be careful because if you overdo it, you'll see here that I just get a kind of gray mess, and it's going to be hard to get white to sit back on top. If you find that you can't get white to sit back on top of your work, you can always erase out some area and then try to put white back in, and that sometimes works. So the next thing I want to show you is the charcoal pencils, which I'm allowing people to use as an alternative to compressed charcoal. The charcoal pencils behave similar to the compressed charcoal. Here's the compressed once again. And I have 3 different types. The generals, you can see it looks actually far more like a pencil than any of these other materials. And this is a pretty hard charcoal pencil. Overall, the generals charcoal pencils, you can see this doesn't smear very much. They come in different hardnesses. But this particular one with the lighter wood is not a really high quality pencil. The Generals makes some other pencils. They make let's see, I've got another one here. They make the General's Sketch pencil, Carbon Sketch, which is a higher quality charcoal pencil. And look at that, that's just beautiful. That's basically about the same in terms of like smudginess as the compressed charcoal. So this is just a much higher quality pencil, and also a much softer pencil. You also have, this is called a Primo Elite pencil. You can see that's also very black. Art Alternatives pencil, also nice and black and pretty. And that's another Primo Elite, so I won't show you that one. So I would avoid using these if you can, because basically it's not that much different than using a graphite pencil. And the whole idea with using charcoal is that it's kind of behaves differently. So yeah, those are all the different materials that we're going to be using in class.